Greetings, prospective scribes. Today, we are examining Slyphire's history. Let us begin. Before man, dwarf, elf, and goblin, our world was once devoid of bipedal humanoid life for a great many years. According to Frolke, the first of this bipedal humanoid life was neither man or goblin, but was something entirely different, the Scaleborn. Though their lineage has long been changed, the Scaleborn once controlled the entirety of Slyphire. This society lived in the once warm and dense forests that Slyphire once was. From recovered murals and other artworks, we gather that these Scaleborns were governed by a monarch or similar ruler. These Scaleborn also appear to have had a complex pantheon of gods they worshipped. Nothing is known about these gods besides the rare depiction. Due to this lack of information, our order has coined the name Ancients. Before recorded history, Grandheim's Mount Boreas erupted for the first and final time to date, blanketing Slyphire and Grandheim in an icy storm that lasted nearly 17 years. Accustomed to the balmy weather of the jungle, this winter was particularly devastating to the Scaleborn population. A vast majority of these creatures died in the frigid temperatures. However, the Great Winter did not totally annihilate their number, and in the 17th year, the Great Winter began to fade and most of Slyphire thawed. What will become known as the Shriekwind Basin does not thaw, however. It is unknown as to why exactly this region of Slyphire remains frigid, but even into the Fourth Era, this storm continues to reign. The small number of survivors of the Scaleborn emerged back onto Slyphire from their cavernous tombs, having hibernated throughout the years, estimated to be close to the 20th year. The Great Winter and its thawing caused the ecological landscape of Slyphire to change, shifting to the Thornspires and Dragon Forest we now know. The Scaleborn likewise also changed. Two distinct lineages remain, the Dracarians and the Skraktir. These lineages are very distinct from each other, and without the knowledge our order gained in the Third Era, they were never thought to be related. The Skraktir resemble bipedal avians, specifically eagles, hawks, and other predatory birds. The Dracarian resembles reptiles, though this is where the similarities diverge. All Dracarian possess very thick, metallic-like scales, and some have specialized organs capable of projecting elemental magics. In the year 25, while the Skraktir and Dracarian peoples attempt to survive in the new Slyphire, pitch-black warships land across the world. While Zuthara, Grandheim, and Adib suffered greatly from the goblinoids of Afari, the peoples of Slyphire largely remain uninvolved. During this 25-year-long conflict, the two factions of Slyphire build their kingdoms. Built on the western coast of the Dragon Forest, Dracarian, the capital of the Dracarian Kingdom, is settled. Having survived the Great War and future conflicts, this city still serves as the capital of the kingdom and still houses the royal family to this day. Belonging to the Skraktir dynasty, unlike any other city built, the city of Skraktir does not sit on the surface of Alpherus. Instead, it seemingly floats. Not much is known about the city because travel to it is nigh impossible to most peoples, save those with aviation devices. In the 50th year, after Frolke cleanses Alpherus of the goblinoid threat and submerges their continent, the denizens of Slyphire, specifically the Dracarian Kingdom, make contact with their cousins, the Skraktir dynasty. This does not end favorably for either kingdoms, and both become enraged in a war that still continues to this day. Throughout this multi-era conflict, fighting across Slyphire takes place, so much so that if this lesson outlined each battle, we would likely be here for many hours. Know that even between battles, constant skirmishes and ambushes take place, leaving Slyphire the single bloodiest continent in Alpherus. The Dracarian city of Tarish is built in the year 60 to provide the Dracarian kingdom with a surplus of weapons, armor, and other military equipment. Now the year 65, while Tarish begins to rise and expand, the port city of Vargtin is also built, intended to act as an escape plan if the war in Slyphire favored the Skraktir. The Dracarian kingdom now uses this city to facilitate trade with the UZF and Grandheimian dwarves. The Skraktir dynasty, desperate to establish a closer outpost to the Dracarian kingdom, build and elevate the city of Tweaktom Rock. Similar to Skraktir, this city once floated high in the sky, seemingly serving as a staging ground for military purposes. Seeking to overpower their enemy, the Dracarian kingdom builds the fortress city of Imbartoon in the year 75, so that mass numbers of conscripts could train their military abilities, and by using the city of Tarish, outfitted to fight across Slyphire. The Skractir attack Imbartoon in its infancy, almost completely crippling the city. Though mass Dracarian casualties are incurred, the Skractir are unsuccessful in their destruction of Imbartoon. Never dissuaded, Imbartoon would eventually become critical in the Dracarian kingdom in the modern era. Into the Third Era, roughly the year 107, the Dracarian kingdom built Unarha, a city dedicated to food production. The Skractir seek to destroy Imbartoon once more, but are even more unsuccessful than the previous battle, with far fewer Dracarian casualties. Now the 115th year, the city of Fertig is built east of Imbartoon. This city serves as the primary processor and shaper of stones, producing massive amounts of bricks for the constant repairs of Dracarian cities. Seeking to strike out and attack the Skractir, the Dracarian army mobilizes and marches north. As they emerge from the Dragon Forest, they are attacked. Keeping their momentum, the army continues to march towards Tweakdom. Using their massive artillery engines, the Dracarian army seeks to strike Tweakdom Rock out of the sky. This is largely unsuccessful. Though they hit the city with massive boulders, it does not fall. Using their city of Varkton in the year 123, the Dracarian kingdom makes contact with the UZF first, and is successful in establishing trade, freely accepting the guilds of the UZF, but outright refusing our holy orders. Having learned of magics in their schools, the Dracarian kingdom builds the city of Ki Tara in the 124th year, to specifically train mages dedicated to battling the Skractir. These war mages become instrumental in fighting their avian adversaries. While marching in the Thornspires, the Dracarian kingdom happens upon a tomb belonging to the Scaleborn. This tomb serves as the basis of the theories surrounding the Scaleborn. Desperate to halt the Dracarian kingdom's progress, the Skractir dynasty launch an assault on the capital city of Dracarian. Dracarian losses are minimal and the attack is successfully repelled. This battle marked the first of many failed Skractir offensives, leading to the dynasty's dwindling power into the modern era. Rebels of both the Dracarian and Skractir peoples begin to grow, proposing peace between the kingdoms. They are arrested promptly, and rather than executed, both sides seemingly abandons these prisoners far northwest, in the area now known as the Shriekwind Basin. Roughly in the 143rd year, the first of the Dromanis are created. These creatures resemble Dracarians, though they possess leathery wings. Much like goblins, these creatures want only war. Since their appearance, the Dromanis have waged war on their enemy, the Dracarians. Shortly after the Dromanis are birthed, the city of Ki Tara is attacked. Both Dracarians and Dromanises suffer massive casualties, with the Dracarians briefly losing control over the city before the Dromanises are driven off. As the Dromanis begin to spread across the Dragon Forest, the race begins to burn and strip the land around them, turning fertile soil into charred and barren rock. The mountains under their control begin to spew magma, though they were never capable of this until the Dromanis appearances. As such, the Dracarian kingdom halts all plans of expansions, and devises a plan to protect their kingdom. Now in the Fourth Era, a new creature appears on Slyphire. Known as the Rot Eaters, these creatures resemble the Skractir, and until recently were thought to be a diverging line of them. Now, it is understood that the Rot Eaters are in fact a kind of biological ooze capable of inhabiting corpses to control them, though our order is always seeking to obtain more information on them. Roughly in the 150th year, the Dracarian kingdom builds a massive set of walls, intending to protect from the encroaching Badlands, using the city of Fertig to produce the seemingly infinite number of bricks needed. In an effort that took nearly 20 years, the final bricks are placed. During this construction effort, the Badlands east of the kingdom begin to expand, getting ever closer to the Dracarian kingdom. Unable to continue their territorial expansion plans, the Dromanis instead solely attack the cities of the kingdom. The Dromanis attempt to destroy Fertig, likely seeing the city's importance. This is unsuccessful, but still damaging to the city. Compounding their attack, the Rot Eaters attack the city of Skractir, almost causing its rapid descent. Though both the Skractir and Dracarian kingdoms are embroiled in war from these new factions, the Prince of the Dracarian kingdom launches a raid upon Tweakdom Rock. Details of this are not known due to the recency of the event, but Tweakdom Rock seemingly has crashed down to the surface of Alpherus. No survivors have been reported, and it is unknown as to the condition of the prince. This will conclude our lesson today, prospective scribes. The next lesson will be different. I have invited a guest speaker to conduct the lesson on Afari. Class dismissed.